can influence Pennsylvania Avenue, and there's now, whether or not the guys from Pennsylvania Avenue go back to Wall Street to work, they're not actually going to be changing the financial system in somebody's favor.
Let's talk more about where the regulation is going versus what you're saying is a good idea. And how do we get rid of these derivatives? Or is there a place in your plan for derivatives? And will anybody ever get in trouble from Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan Chase at the revolving door with the Federal Reserve?
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Have you heard that millionaire, entrepreneur, businessman, your congressional candidate, and author Robert Beatles wrote a new book called Here's What You Do? You can buy it at here'swhatyoudO.net as an ebook for $6 or the book for $10. And we have an audio book on its way for you commuters as well. Here's What You Do tells you exactly what to do to survive and thrive in these harsh economic times. This book will work for anyone, rich, poor, middle class, it doesn't matter. This book truly has the information that can make you wealthy, and it will tell you how to protect your wealth as well. You know the government isn't looking out for you. You need to look out for yourself. The economy is bad, but it's probably going to get worse. You must prepare and make sure you are able to financially take care of yourself and your loved ones. Go to here'swhatyoudO.net and start today. Again, it is here'swhatyoudO.net. That's here'swhatyoudO.net. One last time, it's here'swhatyoudO.net.
Before you slip into unconsciousness.
We're going to your phone calls on a wide range of issues in about 7 minutes. Next hour in studio, Joe Rogan, host of Ultimate Fighting, Comedy Central, you name it, giving us his view on the world today. Professor of Economics, Boston University, Laurence Kotlikoff is our guest. Okay, we got about 7 minutes left, sir.
You were asking about whether the current solution being proposed by the administration is the right way to go. No, I think it's just spending a lot of money and maintaining the current structure. I think it's putting us at grave risk. We could have literally a run on the bank tomorrow and have to print trillions of dollars to cover all the liabilities, and then there would be high inflation that would most likely break out, and then people who didn't run would find that they got their money back, but that it was worth nothing in terms of what they could buy with it. So there's this myth out there that we actually have purchasing power deposit insurance. We just have money deposit insurance, and it's not really going to protect us from the hyperinflation that might result from a run on the bank. So we're in very great risk. We have to get to a safe financial structure. We can't go back to 1930. We need to have these new products, derivatives. They're not the problem. The problem is that it's not that coming up with a new form of pain relief is a problem. A new pill like a Tylenol, when that was developed, that wasn't the problem. The problem with is that when you have somebody putting cyanide in a Tylenol bottle and marketing it as Tylenol, that's when you have a problem. And that happened in the 70s. Exactly that happened. And Johnson & Johnson spent like $100 million taking all the Tylenol and repackaging it in safety-sealed containers. We need to have a bulletproof system where the government says if you're going to buy this security, you can check exactly what it is, so you know what you're buying. We need to make sure that the banks are just playing middlemen and they're not trying to play poker with our chips. And we need to just transform the entire financial corporate system, including the insurance companies, into pass-through mutual fund companies and run all the business through mutual funds. And so, for an example, if you think about CDS, derivative security, that's really just an insurance policy against a particular bond going defaulting. So you can have an insurance company set up a mutual fund where people invest money, and they, in effect, take a position when they put their money down on whether or not IBM would default on its debt over the course of the year. The money is all put into a pot at the beginning of the year. It's invested in Treasury bills, one-year Treasury bills, and then a year later, you see whether or not IBM defaulted on its debt. If it did, the ones who bet that way get the pot less the fee. If it doesn't, the ones who bet the other way get the pot less the fee. So this kind of betting on whether a company defaults or whether the mortality rate of the economy exceeds some number or whether you have the gross domestic product grow by 5% or 2%, all these kinds of bets that people should be allowed to make with each other for good economic reasons can arise safely in this system that I'm talking about, limited purpose banking. And if you think about it, that kind of an insurance arrangement is really a pari-mutuel betting arrangement, which we see at the racetrack every day of the year. So,
but that's not a completely rigged system, so the big central banks and the mega brokerage firms aren't going to want it. As you said, that's not the plan they're going with. You brought up the dollar. The G20 is openly discussing how to move away from the dollar. The dollar's dropping. They just tried to...
We need to adopt what I'm proposing. Everybody needs to look at this idea, which is limited purpose banking. The book will be out in March, but in the short run, there are columns I've written in the New Republic, Bloomberg, Forbes, the FT, all on my website. People can read these pieces that have been written in the Dallas Morning News, the Boston Globe. So this idea about how to fix the financial system is very simple, and other economists are independently coming up with the same idea. So it is a real solution. It's the only comprehensive solution that anyone's really advanced in the public forum here. And I think once the public gets behind it, it may conflict with Wall Street's interests, but in the short run, but I think over time they'll be in better shape if they go along with this, because the alternative may be that they're going to be babysat in ways they don't like. And but paying people hundreds of millions of dollars for running companies into the ground, that wouldn't happen under what I'm proposing. People would, the bankers would run the mutual funds, and if they did poorly, they get paid. They wouldn't be able to charge very high fees. If they did well, they'd be able to, over time, to charge higher fees.
So an actual free market, but that's not a rigged casino, so they don't want that. So it doesn't look like we're going to get that, but after another crash, maybe we'll get something like your solution. On the current course, in closing, and give us your website And then in the current course, where do you see us going? Where do you see us going on the current course?
On the current course, I see this is very dicey. What we're doing here, we have the government has issued about $24 trillion worth of commitments